Hello everybody and welcome back to another day here at Reach and Reverie. Today is a very exciting day because our shipment of fruit trees from Stark Bros did arrive today. We have been very long anticipating and awaiting their arrival. And then of course today, I don't know how well you can see in the background, but we have a big thunderstorm skirting by us, and it's either gonna hit us or it might just clip us and miss us. So we're gonna get as far as we can before it starts raining over here. You might get to see some or hear some thunder in the background and see some lightning in the area, but we're just gonna hustle. We are almost done with fencing the orchard. We just have to put on the last side gate. Then we can get to planting our new 9 trees, and they look beautiful. On our orchard fence, literally, we are on the last segment, which is going to be this 11-foot wide gate right here. We were able to get the rest of the fencing done throughout the week last week, knowing that our shipment was delayed. We've been also working on other projects, and so then kind of we're expecting our trees maybe to come in by tomorrow, and so here we are now putting the gate on so that we can plant the trees, take off these cages. We're gonna run a string line to make sure that the trees are lined up in a nice pretty row, and then we'll get started digging some holes, planting some trees. Josh is getting our trailer put on the ATV so that we can put in some soil and compost to help amend the holes a little bit. We're getting ready to go. Right now Josh is getting compost that we're gonna mix in with the dirt around the trees. You can see how good this compost is, all broken down and nice. Josh and I felt a couple drops and we could see the storm rushing in the distance, and we could hear the rain pouring just feet away from us, and we made it into the house just in time to get just a couple sprinkles on us. So we're gonna see if this is just a quick cloud or if it's a storm that wants to stick around this evening, and we may be planting these trees later than we thought. So this is what the box looks like, and believe it or not, this is how big the package was for all of the plants. All of the trees fit in this one box. So they have it wrapped up in a plastic, and they have everybody individually labeled, and they've got this like moistened paper strips keeping those bare roots moist. And look at this. Some of the trees are even showing signs of life right now, which is crazy. I was thinking they would all still be dormant. You can see they've already done their professional pruning, so we're not going to even need to do anything but get these guys in the ground, and we can worry about pruning next year or once they go dormant after this season. And this is them. It really surprised me how thick these stems are. I was picturing them to be kind of like the ones we got from Tractor Supply, where they were more like pencil thin twigs. These are very much thicker in diameter than what I was expecting, which is really, really nice. And just like that, about half an hour later, the storm has passed and it has now moved on to the other side of town. And of course, we never are hateful for rain. We definitely appreciate rain. Sometimes it goes as far as 6 months from one rain to the next. So we'll take what we can get. It means I don't have to water the garden tonight, which is good. That saves us a little bit of time there. What we'll probably end up doing instead of planting the trees right now is Josh and I are gonna go ahead and let this water soak in a little bit within probably the next half hour or so. With as quick as that storm was, it'll probably be dry enough to continue. So we're gonna get started on putting up the fence gates and setting up the string line. The gate has been attached, so nothing can get in here. Now we're ready to go ahead and take off these cages that we had protecting our trees when this wasn't completely fenced in. We do have a fence, it's 5 foot, going around the entirety of this 2 lanes of the orchard. Eventually, this is going to be a 1 acre orchard, but we're planning to add 1 row at a time. So we fenced in the first 2 years worth of orchard, and we're going to get that first row planted this weekend. We were hoping today, but we'll see how far we get. So he's getting that first cage done. I'm going to walk down there and get the other 2 uncovered, and then we're going to run a string line from the center of these trees. We have a piece of a rebar pin in the ground right here, and that goes down to the end of the row, and we're going to mark with our measuring tape and our orange marking paint, and we're going to mark the distance as our trees are going to be spaced 15 feet apart down this row. I'm walking down here to get these cages off. It's kind of funny, we tried to beat the storm, as you saw in the beginning of this video, and it is really hit or miss. About half or more of the rains that come near our town just go right around us. We're living in the basin of a bowl, and most storms go right around and skirt around us. So we really thought that one was going to skirt too. And it hit us, but as quick as they come, they also go. And so I think we just had the surface moistened, and we could probably still dig today or tomorrow and not worry too much about how the rain hit. All right, Methley, I'm gonna take your pins out. We're also going to expand these berms. We're hoping to have more of like a 3 foot diameter berm on all of our trees so that we can water more deeply at a time. Instead of here, this only holds about 2.5 gallons. So I'm watering multiple times a week, and we're hoping to be able to water once or twice a week for all of our trees. Oh my goodness. You guys, these trees I thought have just been stuck dormant, and I've been a little worried about my Tractor Supply trees. But look at that. We've got signs of life. Heck yeah. That's a good feeling. I'll do the same for this one. Back behind me was a Methley plum. This is a Florida King peach. Let's see what we've got here. Our winds are terrible out here, so we really had these anchored in. And I think that might do it for you, Florida King. Yes. Now this one, I'm not seeing life yet, but he'll come back. I'm gonna go get the string from the other side. And it sounds like I can hear it on the tin roof. It sounds like it's starting to sprinkle again, so we'll see how far we can get today. There he goes. I'm holding it at center tree, and he's going down along our string line, and he's marking every 15 feet, and that's where we're going to plant a tree. So we have room for 4 pear trees in this row, with this kefir being the first one. And then we have room for 3 apples, 2 plums, 2 peaches, and 2 cherries. Our next row, we will have to show you guys next year what we decide to add to our orchard. He is just moving along, and it has started sprinkling again. We're just getting little pockets of showers as the clouds overhead reach us. All right, he's starting on the first hole. And what we did is we took the string line down, but he marked where the tree's gonna go, and then we marked the string line right here. So that's gonna be where the edge of his bucket digs, and we're gonna plant the tree over along that line. And you can see there's already dry dirt where it didn't really rain enough to permeate down very far into the ground. While Josh is digging the holes one by one, I am filling up 5-gallon buckets. We have this full tank right here, and I'm gonna pour water in each of the holes because we don't want to plant in a dry hole. We want to set these trees up for success by giving them a moist start. So we're gonna water in the base of the hole, then we'll plant the tree in, fill it back up with some soil, add a little bit of compost, and then we'll get them all covered in, berm them up. It's one, just another 9 more to go. 8 more to go. I'm so excited. I'm literally doing my happy dance in my boots all afternoon, all day. When I knew the trees were coming in today, whew, I cannot be more excited. Let me show you why we're adding water to the base of these holes before we plant, even though it just poured quite a bit this afternoon. Look at this. That's how far down the water got, and that is dry. You see that? Completely dry. So we need to hydrate it a little bit. We don't want to water the trees and it just absorb right into this thirsty ground. So we want to give the ground a head start, moisten it up a little bit, so when we plant the trees and water them in, the trees can get a little bit of water too. Thirsty, thirsty ground. You guys, it's time for me to go grab the trees. Oh, I could cry, I'm so excited. So right now I'm grabbing the loppers, our garden shears, so that we can cut some mesquite roots out of the holes. And I'm also gonna go grab our box of trees. I think I left the loppers here in the garden. I'm famous for leaving my tools where they lay. Ooh, I planted sweet peas yesterday. I put some window screen that we had lying around as a shade cloth for them, since they don't like the super hot weather. It actually got up to 90 degrees today, and now it's got to be down in the low 70s or maybe like upper 60s right now. I managed to somehow in one trip get my kneeling stool, the loppers, tape measure, brought you guys, and the trees, made it safely over here. I'm gonna grab each tree, I'm gonna set them by their hole, and we're gonna go one by one and try to beat the next rain cloud and get these guys planted. So we're mixing a little bit of compost into the native dirt and filling these up. We're just trying to get them in tonight, and we're gonna come back another day and berm around them, as it is raining right now and we are quickly losing daylight. Just as we're losing daylight, all of our trees have been planted. I do still want to come back here and water them in, and we did run out of time today with that surprise storm that wasn't in the forecast. So we will be coming out and prettying this up with berms and making it look a little better here this weekend. Things don't always turn out as expected, but we are gonna make the best of it, and I'm glad we got these guys into the ground. We'll hope that they'll settle in nicely. Maybe this rain will do them a little bit of good. I'm gonna plant onions around them to keep pests away, or try to anyway. But what an incredible evening. Now we are officially losing daylight. Look at this. The sun has set. We watered our trees in. It took a little bit longer than we expected, as our full water tank fell out of the back of the ATV with all the rain we had, slipping a little bit in the mud. And so we ended up having to drain about half of it out just to get it loaded up onto the tractor. And we drove the tractor to each tree and slowly watered in probably 3.5 to 5 gallons of water per tree. That way, this weekend we'll come back, prettied up, burn it, and plant those onions, put some mulch on these trees. And we're also thinking about lime washing the base and the bark to help keep pests away, as well as keep their tender, young stems from getting sunburnt out here. I'm gonna do a quick walk down this yard and show you guys what we have planted. I will be coming out with another video really going into depth on why we chose each of these specific varieties, such as their chill hours, bloom time, harvest time, flavor, and just our preference and what we're gonna be using these fruit for. So a quick rundown, let's see if we could see in this dark. We have our Rainier cherry, and look at this. Already showing a lot of life on this little one, and the stems are just so much thicker than I thought they were going to be. I'm so far really pleased with Stark Bros on this. Look at how robust this little tree is. We also have a Lappin's cherry, and again this one is also showing a lot of life. And they've already professionally pruned these guys, so we don't even have to worry about pruning this season. We'll wait until next season to start our pruning regimen on these. This is probably our biggest tree we received from Stark Bros. This is our Suncrest Peach. Look at this. Very large little tree right here. We already had, in comparison to our Tractor Supply peach, this is our Florida King little. We have a Methley plum that we got from Tractor Supply. He's already been there. He's little. He'll catch up though. This is our Stark Bros plum. We have Sweet Ruby, or Ruby Sweet. Coming down into the apples, we have Pink Lady right here. That one's starting to get some green on it. We have a Grimes Golden Apple. So first we had a red apple. This is going to be a yellow. And this is our Granny Smith apple right here. We're going to have a green. So one of each color variety on the apples, red, yellow, and green. And this one just looks really pretty the way they've pruned it. Coming into our pears, we have an Ayers pear variety from Kansas, Josh's home state. And look at that life there on the Ayers. Really hopeful about that variety. That's kind of my pick for the pear, also known as the sugar pear, for, like the name says, it's super sweet. And then our last one we got from Stark Bros is probably the most beautiful start as far as how it looks pruned wise. This is Blake's Pride pear. And then we are going to skip a hole. We have room for one more tree in this orchard. We're hoping to get a local pear tree, the Texas hard pear, but that unfortunately fell through. We haven't given up hope yet, but it's not here today. And then our other Tractor Supply buy was the Kiefer pear, who's already been in this home. What a good feeling. We have the orchard in, at least the first row. It's probably going to be a 10-year project, but you got to start somewhere. We're going to start with one row, chip away at it. We've got plenty of time here on our home. With that, as dark as it's getting, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. That way you can stay up to date with everything going on here at the homestead at Reach and Reverie. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day.